It's the BJP's biggest test in Karnataka. Elections are around the corner and their biggest vote bank is in open rebellion. I'm talking about the Lingayats. They're a prominent subset of the Lingayat caste, which has traditionally voted for the BJP. Today, they took out a rally near Belagavi. That's where Karnataka's MLAs have currently gathered for the winter assembly session. Their demand? More caste-based reservation. The Panchamasali community is demanding OBC status. They are currently entitled to 5% reservation in jobs and colleges, but the community is not happy with the 5%. They want 15%. This demand was first raised by a prominent seer of the community. He gave the government until today to introduce necessary bills in the assembly. Since the government did not budge, the rally went ahead, and those are the pictures that came in. The community leaders claim that lakhs of protesters would be hitting the streets, but the actual number was closer to 10,000. But regardless of the numbers, Belagavi was put on alert. Police presence was beefed up as the rally gathered steam. In the end, two ministers from the Karnataka cabinet met with the top seers and protesters. They in fact even promised that the government was on the side of the Lingayats. The Home Minister is confident that the protests will not disrupt normal life.
ನೋಡಿ ಅವರು ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಸರಿಯಾದಂತ ಬಂದೋಬಸ್ತ್ ಏರ್ಪಾಡನ್ನ ನಮ್ಮ ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಅಧಿಕಾರಿಗಳು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ನನಗೆ ನಂಬಿಕೆ ಇದೆ ಅವರು ಯಾವುದೇ ಕಾನೂನು ಸುವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆಯನ್ನು ಹದಗೆಡಿಸುವಂತ ಕಾನೂನು ಕೈಗೆತ್ತಿಕೊಳ್ಳುವಂತ ಯಾವ ಕೆಲಸವನ್ನು ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ. ಅವರು ಡಿಮಾಂಡ್ ಅನ್ನು ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಅಷ್ಟು ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಏನು ಇದನ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. ಆದರೂ ಕೂಡ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬಂದೋಬಸ್ತುಗಳನ್ನು ಪೊಲೀಸರು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ.
Let me also tell you why this rally is so dangerous for the BJP. You see, the Lingayats are the biggest caste group in Karnataka. They make up around 17% of the state's population. The community has given Karnataka 8 chief ministers. That's almost half the total since independence. In the current assembly, 61 lawmakers are Lingayats. That's 27% of the total strength. This community has consistently decided the political fate of Karnataka. When they supported the Congress, they had a great run in the state. And when they switched their loyalties in the 90s to the BJP, well, the BJP benefited. Now, within this caste group, there are multiple sects. The Panchamasalis being one of them. They make up 80% of the entire Lingayat population. If that vote bank deserts the BJP, it could mean political trouble for them. Having said that, the BJP's options are limited. On Tuesday, the government had tabled a reservation bill in the state assembly. According to this bill, the scheduled caste quota will be increased from 15% to 17%, while the scheduled tribe quota will be increased from 3% to 7%. Just one problem though, if this bill is passed, then the total reservation in the state would cross 50%, and that would be a violation of the Supreme Court's judgment in 1992. Remember, the top court had then ruled in 1992 that OBC, SC and ST quota cannot exceed 50%. Now, if Karnataka agrees to this demand from the Lingayats, it could open up the floodgates, because the Veerashaiva community is also asking for more reservations. So is the Kuruba and the Valmiki community. So we could be looking at more than 50% quota in Karnataka. But guess what? They would not be alone. At least 5 states in this country, actually 9 states in this country, have more than 50% quota for jobs and colleges. Tamil Nadu has 69% reservation for government jobs and college seats. Maharashtra has 52, Telangana has 62, Haryana has 67, and Rajasthan has 54, which means more seats are reserved than available for merit. And the worry is, these quotas could increase even more. For example, the Jats, the Marathas, as I mentioned, the Vocaligas, all of them want more quota in colleges and jobs. And for the record, not all of them are socially backward castes. Some of these communities have dominated politics in their state for decades, like the Marathas, like the Lingayats, like the Jats in Haryana. But they too are hopping on with this trend. Recently, the courts too have given a green light. The Supreme Court upheld the government's EWS quota, for example, which reserves 10% seats for people from the general category. The government says it's not a caste-based quota, it's income-based quota. either these reservations are shrinking the space for merit. If you think back to the idea behind reservations, it was to deliver social justice. But it's become a free-for-all, a magic wand for political parties to win elections and community leaders to curry favors. And that is the worry. Let me quickly go across to my guests who are joining me this evening for a quick chat here on the show. Dr Sudha Halkai is spokesperson of the Karnataka BJP. She's joining us on the broadcast. Anil Kumar Tadkal is a Lingayat leader, and we have Fukran Kamar, who's a former advisor, education for the Planning Commission of India. Dr. Sudha Halkai, is the government in Karnataka, which is led by the BJP, in a position to hike the quota for the Lingayat community? We know it will be politically beneficial for the BJP. We also understand that it is a promise that has already been made. But are you really in a position to deliver it?
Very good evening, Shreya. I would like to tell that our party, Bharatiya Janata Party, has always was always keen on empowering the people who are deprived of the socio-economic and socio-academically. And ours is not a caste-based vote party, as you know very well. We always believe in empowering the needy, and ours was a party from the past 40 years where we have increased the quota for ST, as you said, from 15 to 17%, and for SC from 3 to 5%. Mr. Jaiprakash Hegde, who is the chairperson for the state backward community, he has given an interim report, because now and then the population reports keep on changing, and that is how the study is still being done. And that is, once the report is complete, then our Honorable Chief Minister, Mr. Basuraj Bommaiji, will definitely take a stand whether we have to give the quota for them, and probably it will be done. We are not sure about it, but we are waiting for the genuine reports. We are not like the other parties who really play with the cards of the caste.
No, but your government has told the Lingayat leaders today, ma'am, Dr. Sudha Halkai, Dr. Sudha Halkai, the government and your own minister, who's met protesters today, who's met the seers today, has already said the government is on your side, which means that the BJP intends to give quota. They, by the way, already have a quota. They already have a quota. They want it to be spiked from 5% to 15%. So they have committed to it, right?
Just a minute. That is because, according to the interim reports, what they're demanding is absolutely right. But still, little more study has to be done, and the reports have to be submitted. Once the reports are submitted, they'll surely tell what exactly it is. As per the present reports, they're saying that it has
Why
to be
is their demand, ma'am, absolutely right?
Yeah.
Okay. Ma'am, why do you say that their demand is absolutely right?
Because, see, 3A is 2A is more backward. First one is backward, and 3A is 2A is most backward, and 3A is more backward. So this backward and all, they have been categorized regarding the landless artisans. Okay. With that report, how many people are there? There are already 102 communities in the 2A. 2A is 15% and 2B is 4% or something like that. So depending on that, depending upon the records, everything, when they're landless, they need to be given the rights for that, because we have seen a lot of our the Panchamasali community students who are scoring good marks, still they're not getting admissions.
What has quota got to do with rights? Ma'am, what has quota got to do with rights? Quotas are about having a reservation in government jobs and educational institutions. How is it giving them land rights, ma'am? Why are you confusing the two?
No, I'm not confusing. I'm just telling you what it is, what 2A is, what 3A and 3B, how it is categorized. How it is usually categorized. I'm just giving you a message regarding that. I'm no way confusing over here. And regarding the quotas, it has been since take it SC, take it ST or anything. The rights for the quotas have been there in our constitution, and that is how it is working on. It is not depending on any government or anything. It is the rights of the people what they're asking, and that is definitely being studied, and the reports are being studied, and they'll give the whatever
everyone is asking.
Has to be given to the people. It will be given to them.
Okay, but everyone is asking. The Patels in Gujarat, an influential community, are asking. One of the most powerful communities, politically at least, in Karnataka, the Lingayats are also asking. They are asking for a spike. The Jats in Haryana are asking for it. So everyone wants quota. Anil Kumar,
yeah.
you're a Lingayat leader. Please help me understand how, ma'am, एक minute. Let me get in Mr. Anil Kumar here. He's a Lingayat leader, and there is a specific question I have for him. Mr. Anil Kumar, please help me understand how Lingayats are backward. Because my data tells me that out of 224 MLAs in Karnataka, 61 are Lingayat MLAs, that is more than 20%. Out of all the chief ministers that Karnataka has had, about 19 of them, 8 of them have been from the Lingayat community. How's this backward, sir?
See, let me just first put you across what exactly actually we mean to. First of all, the requirement what been told to the government is to ensure that we need a quality education to the kids, and there has to be the reservation for our future, for our for the jobs. And if you look at, as you rightly said, I'm not telling, like, if you look at the overall, for example, if I'm just wanted to tell you, in Muslim community, it does not mean that they are poor. It does not mean that in ST they don't have a poor. It does not mean that they have a rich. In every community there are rich and poor. It does not mean that, like, if you look at Veerashaiva Lingayats, there are close to about 102 community subcastes which comes under this, out of which 80 to 90% of the subcastes are under tremendous debt as far as their educations are concerned, as far as their land banks are concerned, as far as their businesses are concerned, as far as their jobs are concerned. If you look, yes, I'm not telling, like, there are no, as you rightly said, 42% MLAs comes from 42% of the Lingayats are been ruling this state. And, like, close to about 40-50% of the people who come from the different political parties represent in Vidhan Sabha. And, like, if you look at all the three political parties represent the Vidhan Sabha has a minimum, like, a dozen plus MLAs in the Vidhan Sabha. So why are we backward? If that is the case, why are we backward? Why are we demanding this? The question has to be put across. See, if you look at the currently, like, there are many communities inside the Lingayats have been struggling. Even, like, I'm not in every community it is. It is in SC, it is in ST, it is in OBC, it is in Lingayats, it is in Muslims, it is in Vokkaligas, it is in OBCs. If you look at, like, SC left, they've been tremendously poor. If you look at, like, OBCs, there are so many small communities like Hakipiki, Dombidasa. There are so many communities which doesn't even have the basic
But the
needs
same
today.
argument has been made for forward communities as well. Okay, Anil Kumar, but the same argument was made for forward communities as well, which is why the EWS quota has come in. But, we call it for how long? We've already had it for 70 years. Can we decide that the fourth generation of independent India will not require these quotas? Because every community wants quota. By the end of it,
Shreya, let me just
90% of the seats in colleges and schools and 90% of government jobs will be reserved. What happens to merit?
Let me just give you some, clips about the EWS. In case if you want to climb a EWS, you need not to be a part of any other reservations. We are already in, 3A, which is actually a part of the reservation, which we can't climb the EWS. That's a very systematically designed subject. Let me tell you, it is not so easy to climb in EWS. It is specifically designed only to certain category of the people in the country, which are very, very minority today. And, like, when it comes to the minority, when even like Veerashaiva Lingayats were being forcing the previous governments, Siddaramaya's government as well as this government, to have a separate religion, was being because if you look at the community wise, we are only present in very, very few states of the country. And, like, even in these, for example, Maharashtra, if you look at Kerala, if you look at Tamil Nadu, if you look at Andhra or Telangana, or to per se to an extent to the Goa, we are minorities in these states. And as far as the Karnataka is concerned, yes, predominantly Lingayats, Veerashaiva Lingayats are high in number. So as far as the India is concerned, The Veerashaiva Lingayats are minorities, and we actually demanded for a separate religion as Jains and Sikhs and Baud community.
Okay.
So now we are requesting, put us into the OBC and give us the 2A. The Panchamasalis are fighting for a 2A reservation, and we are also telling to push it into the OBC.
But I wonder, Anil Kumar, whether the government can do it. I mean, they can do it if they want to. Maharashtra did it. As far as Maratha reservations is concerned, but what happens? It exceeded it exceeded 50%. The matter went to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court struck down this Maratha reservation, saying that we will not re-examine the 1992 verdict, which capped reservation at 50%. So even something like that has happened. Even if you are promised, and this is an election year, this is an important year. Even if you are promised,
No,
it may not hold in a court of law, or actually after the EWS quota, the Supreme Court has already said that this limit is flexible. So it might, we don't know, Farkan Kaman, where this goes. But can I ask you, if reservations are reaching 82% in the state of Chhattisgarh and 73% in the state of Maharashtra, what happens to merit, sir?
Shreya,
If you're not SC,
politics is
ST,
seldom
OBC,
guided by.
is there no place for you in the system?
That is where I'm coming to. First thing, that politics is seldom guided by the academic reasons. So they will be guided by their own decisions. So I will not go into that. The second thing I would like to say, that let us not confuse between affirmative action, quota, and reservation. The reservation was an instrument to right a historical wrong and to bring two very specific group of people at par and to provide them a level playing field. But what is now happening is that every community is demanding a due share in the ratio of their population, and therefore we are moving towards quota. Is a quota a good idea? I mean, you have raised all the valid questions, and I think everybody is saying that, okay, the size of the pie is limited, the opportunities are limited, the seats in quality higher educations are limited, so everybody wants to maximize his or her share in that limited pie. And I think it will go on, but then a pie could be divided only in 100 parts. So there would soon be a time when you can't divide it further. I think the real solution lies in expanding opportunities so that everybody gets its due merits and doesn't demand for these kind of preferential, assured, and exclusive right to access either the job or the education. It is very true that now the numbers have already crossed 50%. The idea that, okay, the downtrodden, the Dalits, the deprived would be less than 50% or would be in minority, now it is being broken. There are layers within the layers, and of course, presently it was caste-based, then income-based, then community-based. Then within each, there are groups and subgroups, and I think it would be extremely difficult to accommodate all these demands and would certainly impact merit and would deprive a lot of meritorious from the opportunity. But I doubt that the politics would listen to the merit of the reason. Rather, they are likely to be guided by their own consideration.
Dr. Sudha, then very easy to promise quotas, deliver them and then get them struck down in the Supreme Court, then expand opportunities, isn't it? It's the easy political solution.
With you, Shreya, because I'm telling our party is not caste-based politics. We are not playing that thing. The first and foremost thing I've been telling you since the beginning of the debate that we have got an interim report. We have got an interim report. So, yeah.
You're a representative of the BJP, a bit rich coming from the BJP.
Yeah.
Actually, a bit rich coming from any political party if they say that they don't do caste-based politics or communal politics.
See, we
Of
have,
course
we
you
are the
do
one
caste-based politics, and of
past
course you
40
do
years,
communal
no, let me
politics.
tell you,
All of us know it, ma'am.
In the past 40 years, we are the one who have enhanced from 15% to 17% for the SC and from 3% to 5% for the SC. Okay. Here we are waiting for the reports. We are waiting for the complete reports so that we will be answerable to you in the future, including you, Shreya. There are 1,000 crores of people who will be asking us when this this demand is fulfilled. They will ask us on what basis. So we are waiting for this basis. And as per the interim reports, yes, definitely they are saying that it is towards favoring them. So that is how they have promised. Otherwise, they wouldn't have promised. And we are waiting. Mr. Jaiprakash Hegedeji has asked for a 10 days of this one to submit the complete report. And henceforth, we should wait, I believe. We shouldn't come to any conclusions regarding this.
Okay.
According to today's
an action that undermines merit.
we have to wait.
Okay.
Let us
Okay.
not be judgmental
But
on
question
this.
is, we don't know what. Okay, I understand what you're saying. I don't know what decision the Karnataka government takes as far as increasing the Lingayat reservation is concerned. But as I've already pointed out, it's a very politically strong community. At least half of Karnataka's chief ministers have come from the Lingayat community. If you look at the current assembly, again, 20 to 25% of all MLAs come from the Lingayat community. So can you call that community backward?
Shreya, 1 second. Just
Big
a minute,
question.
just a moment.
And can an action that undermines merit, can an action that undermines merit, can it be called affirmative action? That is something we all need to think about. I'm afraid, Dr. Sudha, I'm completely out of time. But thank you very much for joining us and putting your point forward. Anil Kumar, thank you very much. And Furkan Kumar, good to have you on the show as well. I'm slipping into a quick break on the show. Up next, ma'am, I'm out of time. Up next, I managed to spend some time at the Bharat Jodo Yatra as it gets set to enter Delhi. I met Jairam Ramesh, the architect of the Bharat Jodo Yatra and also a running mate of Rahul Gandhi in Nu, which is in Haryana. I had a chat with him. That's coming up next. Do stay with us.